Hi, this is Mr. Smith, and in this video I'll be going over the college algebra syllabus, and that includes the schedule. So you'll notice first of all here that when it comes to contacting your instructor, we try to be very available to students, and normally I will get back to you a lot sooner than 24 hours, often almost instantaneously, or certainly within an hour or two. Just kind of depending on what's going on in my day, but I try to get back quickly. If you're trying to reach me, you can always reach me at my email if you want to send me a written message, and that comes right directly to my phone, so I get those right away. You can also reach me at this phone number if you'd be more interested in a conversation, or if you want to text me, you can also text me at that number. You'll notice my office hours here. I've got some morning hours and afternoon hours that are available to you. And I just want to say it's maybe a better name to call these student hours, because these are the times that I'm guaranteed to be available to you to help you with homework or whatever problems you're having. And so don't ever feel like you're interrupting anything. These are not my hours, these are for you. And so uh, that's there for you guys. If for some reason you need to get a hold of the department, there is a phone number here, but you're going to probably be using this virtual link where you can virtually meet with them if you have any questions. All right, let's move on to the next slide. So there's not a whole lot here. By the way, I'm not going to go over everything in the syllabus. I'll hit what I would consider to be the highlights, but it'll be important that you at least look over the full syllabus and make sure you understand everything that's in there. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So we've got our course number here. This is our cert dates. That's basically when I let the school know who's attending the course, participating, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. And then this is our withdrawal date, last date of withdrawal. So if for some reason you need to withdraw from the course, I would just, or basically if you need to quit the course at some point for whatever reason, just really encourage you to make sure you do it the right way. Sometimes students just disappear. They end up getting an F, and they come back a couple years later when their plans have changed and they find out they're on probation. So if for some reason you need to withdraw, make sure you do it the right way. And I would encourage you to talk to me before you start the process. I'm willing to answer whatever questions you might have. All right, so required course materials. So basically it used to be a book, but now we have the book online, so it's all digital materials. Those are provided as part of the course. You don't have to pay for those. The textbook is a part of that online software package, which we use. It's called MyLab Math, or MyMathLab is what we used to call it. And let's see, but there is another thing that you're going to need, and that is the TI graphing calculator, which is not included in your tuition. And I would encourage you to see if someone in the family has one, maybe that you can use for the semester, or maybe you have a friend. Some students get creative and go online and find them at a pretty good price. They're usually, depending on whether you get an 83 or an 84, they can be somewhere around $100. Sometimes a lot more if you buy one of the newer ones, but an 83 or an 84 is what I would recommend. If you have another calculator that you're used to and that you think might be okay, then just let me know and I can see, or I can let you know if it's, just contact me and I can let you know if that calculator is okay. Let's see. Certainly you're going to need a computer with reliable internet access, since this is an online course. The main thing is it's a computer you need to have a lot of access to, because you're going to spend a lot of time doing homework and other assignments. So let's see, what else do I want to mention here? Sometimes you'll have to add some plugins. Basically you click on some buttons and it'll add some programs to your computer as needed. It just kind of depends on your computer. If you don't participate in Include Ed, which basically you're basically paying about $60 more than you would previously for just tuition. So your cost for the MyMathLab is about $60. If you're not participating in Include Ed, you end up spending about $62.25. Now these are the numbers I got last semester. It's possible they may have changed some. Let's see. And notice here for all students to register for MyMathLab or MyLab Math, you will click on any MyLab Math link inside your eCampus course and then follow the on-screen instructions. I'm actually going to make a video showing you around the eCampus and the MyMathLab program, and it'll give you all the details for how to get around. And the only thing other thing I want to mention is in the past, if you ever took a course and you used MyMathLab, you would go to the MyMathLab website, which was through Pearson, and that's how you entered MyMathLab. It's not that way anymore. You actually will access MyMathLab once you're in eCampus. And again, I'll show you that in a video. Let's see, procedures and policies. With an online course especially, communication is so important, and I can't stress enough how important it is to get off to a good start. The first week or two are so important. If you're having any problems, anything you need, just let me know and I'll do whatever I can to make sure you get started and hopefully get off to a good start, because that's going to be really important. Also, I will be making announcements through eCampus, and those are going to go to your school email. So it's really important that your email is correct in eConnect, and if not, you want to make sure you correct that so that you're getting all the emails that I'll be sending out throughout the semester. Definitely the first couple weeks you'll get a lot of emails. You'll also find the course schedule in the syllabus, and it's also in MyMathLab as you're doing the assignments. Or I should say, you'll see the due dates for the assignments as you're working through MyMathLab. And we talked about how you can communicate with me using my email or the phone number I gave you. It would be very helpful if you could put in the course that you're in, since I do teach several courses. And again, don't hesitate to contact me. I am here to do everything I can to help you guys. Attendance, participation. So I talked about certification earlier. In order to be certified, you're going to need to complete assignments 1.1 through 1.3 with an average score of 80%. 90% or better is what I actually recommend by January 24th, right before midnight. For students receiving financial aid, if you're not certified as attending the course, this is likely to affect your financial aid. And so just be careful with that. Again, I stress how important it is to get off to a good start. As far as graded work is concerned, you can see we've got homework, quizzes, and tests, and then a final. And you can see there's 4 tests, there's 9 quizzes, a whole bunch of homework assignments, and you can see the grading is using the traditional grading percentages. So 90 to 100, for example, is an A. But I would have you note at the bottom here, it says you will have the opportunity to replace the score earned on a test grade, not counting test 4, and that's by department policy, with the score earned on the final exam. That's if you have an average score of at least 90% on all the homework assignments. And so that's why it's so important that you're doing a 90% average on the homework, because That's going to give you the option to drop your lowest test score, except for test 4. It's always nice to have that as an option, especially if you have a bad test, which hopefully won't be the case. All right, so description of graded work. So it goes into some detail here about what you're going to see in MyMathLab. For each section, you're going to have a video link, and you're also going to have an assignment link. And in the video link, you'll see a video at the top that says 1T, and then it's the description for that section. And that's the video that I normally make for, they correspond to the lessons that I normally do in class. And so you have those, and then you have the videos provided by MyMathLab, or that come along with the textbook we use. And then there's a PowerPoint notes document in there as well. So these are the things that are there to help you learn the material and to take notes. And so if you're having any problem with using those, just let me know. But that's basically your lecture or lesson before you go and do your homework. When you do a homework problem, you usually have 3 attempts to get it right, and then it's going to be marked wrong. But you can click on similar question and you'll get a new problem. And so the thing I want you to notice here is you have the option to get a perfect 100% on every assignment if you're willing to go back and correct problems that you missed. There's also a question help button, and that's where you can access the book and videos and get step-by-step help, or you can also email me if you have a certain problem that you want feedback on. So that's one of the ways that students get help from me. They just click on that button, and that way you send the problem to me, and you can send a little message if you want, and then I can send you an email back to return or to respond to your question. So homework's 10%. Quizzes, you're going to have 60-minute quiz, and you can take it up to 2 times, and your highest score will be used. And you can see quizzes are 10% of your grade. And there is a core quiz for section 5.6, and I will talk to you about that later in the semester, right towards the end of the course. You have 4 tests, as we talked about earlier, and so the total of the tests is 60%, which basically means they're each worth 15%, and then the final is worth 20% of your grade, and it is comprehensive. And if you prepare well, most students do fairly well on the final. So, but of course, that's assuming that you do a good job throughout the course. Finally, attendance and your final grade. You can expect to spend about 9 to 12 hours a week on this course. For some people, it might be even less than that. For some people, it's definitely more. It just kind of depends on you. And but I just want you to plan your time accordingly. And there's also some videos that talk about how to learn successfully in an online course. So I'll show you those when I do a video going through MyMathLab. As far as late work is concerned, normally it's half credit. But the thing I want you to notice is that once you've taken a test, any homework that was assigned for that test, it's too late to go back and do any of that homework. So it's very important that you're getting all your homework done at the latest by the time of the test. And if for some reason you miss a test, you need to contact me right away. And depending on the situation, I may allow you to take the test, but it's just really important that you communicate with me what's going on. Finally, if you haven't gone in here before, it talks about institutional policies, and there's several things as far as policies that the school have that you should look at least one time, and it's important that you're aware of those. And so I think that's about all I want to say here. The last thing I want to show you is the schedule. So right now, when you go into MyMathLab, you're going to have access to the first 2 weeks, And so these are the assignments there, and you can see they're given by week. You can see your due date, and so there's your calendar. All right, so that's all I have for you about as far as the syllabus is concerned. Again, if you have any questions, let me know.